Hello everybody. Joe's back, trying to edit together this here session that was kind of messed up, and you'll see as the video plays along. Hey, I want to thank everybody that's liked and subscribed so far. You guys have been amazing. I mean, it's appreciated. On this section here, I'm going ahead and scribing out those panel lines. On this particular kit, they definitely are pretty shallow. So this was definitely a kit that needed it done. And I'm thinking because it was so shallow, there was a couple of areas where I did slip out of the groove and scratch the car a little bit. So I'll hit that with some sandpaper. It was especially on the up and down portions of the door because it's like on 3 levels with the body lines. Other than that, I'll go ahead and get the rest of this video edited while you guys watch the rest of this. And I appreciate y'all. Thank you. I'm going a lot lighter than I did practicing on the Monte Carlo, but I still went ahead and scratched it. Luckily, I did pick up some sandpaper, so I'll take care of that. I am noticing that the actual panel gaps, the lines, are really not that deep in this kit at all. And I think that's part of the problem where I went off a little bit on, because you've got 3 different levels. So you just got to be careful around there. On the straight areas, it's going very smooth. I'm noticing since I'm left-handed, I want to work. This is more comfortable for me, but the camera's over here, so I think I'll try to figure out and move the camera. The tripod is actually working a lot better than I thought it would. It's got a Bluetooth switch, so I can actually turn the video on and off instead of having to go back later and edit and delete areas where I get up and turn the camera off and stuff like that. So I don't know what it's going to look like when, once I edit this. I'll see for sure how it works out, but looks like it'll be all right. I might not paint tonight because I had an epic fail when I got home from work. I decided to, I don't know why I decided to do this, because I never do. But I decided I wanted to see how the yellow covered and what it looked like under the black primer and gray primer. So I did a spray out on a plastic spoon. And both primers laid out fine. But the, yellow that I bought, let me go get it. I'm actually getting ahead of myself, but this here Shortcuts, I don't know, to me it seems like it's very transparent. I'll show you the results when I'm finished with this, and we'll come up with an idea that I think I have, but we'll see. I want to describe a little bit of the window trim out also, to maybe give it some definition. I don't know if you guys normally do that, but I'm thinking after it's painted and It's trimmed silver that some panel liner would actually accent that trim. So I'm just being very careful. I am going to have some sanding to do. Okay. So, wow, this thing's got, I should have wiped this down. I just bought this and it's got lint all over it. Alright, so that looks alright. So, I'll clean up some of them areas and we'll be right back at it. Alright, I've moved on to finishing up some of the sub-assembly that was a little confusing to me the other night. So I went ahead and I looked the directions over pretty good. The front K-member assembly, it is in several parts. They do want you to put the radiator in and motor. I'm going to leave those out, as well as the transmission cross member. Normally what I do is, like, I have the K-member, the front suspension, and I've got the parts laid out the way they are on the directions, and especially with the spindles, you got a left and a right. So since I took them all off the trees, cleaned them up and inspected, made sure everything would go together okay, I lay them out according to the side of the car that they belong on. I did notice on the sway bar, I don't think it's going to be a big deal, and I don't know if you can see that, but one of the connecting spots didn't come out in the mold. I didn't cut that off, it wasn't there. So we'll get this glued up. You kidding me? Oh, they're proud of that stuff, huh? Although the Testers brand back in the day, sometimes you buy that in those small little bottles and you get home and it's already dried up. You don't even realize it. So I'm going to cheat. Hold that nice and straight. You can tell I'm out of practice. You see, I just put the accelerator on with the part of my hand instead of having it in place already. So it's coming back to me little by little. All right, line this guy up. You guys are probably saying right now, holy cow, I'm following this guy. He can't even put a front end together. It's getting there. There we go. There we go. There. I'll close this up before it dries up. I did notice that where the upper spindle goes into the upper control to the lower control arm, that also didn't in the mold, it didn't come out all the way. What was I just about to do? All right. I went ahead and I put the sway bar in. That was actually supposed to go in before the lower K-frame went in. So I got that taken care of. Looking at the directions, I'm still not going to put the motor in. I mean, I'm still not going to put the cross member in because I did test fit it and I can get the motor in after it's assembled, but I can't get the transmission underneath the cross member that goes right there. So I am going to go ahead and attach this, and we're going to go ahead and attach the exhaust, and that'll be ready for the pre-paint. I probably should have put one of these kits together off camera before I started, because I'm bumbling a lot, guys. But, you know, it's coming back to me. This just sits there right like that. Very simple connection. And we'll go ahead and let's see. I'm trying to do work the way I said yesterday about looking over the camera, trying to give you a better view, but it's not working out because I can't focus on what I'm doing with the camera in my face. But yeah, we'll set that aside. I'm going to reposition the camera. We'll attach the exhaust, and then that. Oh, and then I'm going to assemble the rear end, but not put it in the car. I use the car as a template to make sure everything's straight, and then that'll be ready for paint. And like I said earlier, I'm not going to be painting since it's dark out. I was messing with you guys when I said my paint booth. It's a dual purpose paint booth. It's outside. It's where I grill my ribeyes. But that'll be that. Alright, I got two updates. The exhaust is in. And this little button here, it's trash. I recorded an entire segment and realized it wasn't recording because the Bluetooth keeps disconnecting on it. And so back to square one. So there's the exhaust. I'm going to pause this. I'm going to build up the rear end real quick, and I'll be right back. Alright guys, so I got the exhaust is in, rear end is in. It's not glued in, but I just wanted it to set up a little bit. So that's ready for paint, engine, front end. Alrighty, got my panel lines scribed, and let me show you what I did here. Oh, that Bluetooth thing, that wasn't a tool, so we're still good on that. But I went ahead and organized, got a new cover instead of the gray. Bought this at Walmart, and let me tell you, it was a dumb idea to go to Walmart today. Let me show you what I got going on with this paint. Okay, so I wanted to paint the car Moulin Rouge, and then, like I said, I found out, okay, well, they didn't really do a Moulin Rouge in '71, so I was going to go with that sun yellow. For whatever reason, I decided to do a spray out, and that's what it came out looking like. And the camera's not really showing it, but you can see I did it on black primer and gray primer. This is 3 coats. It ran on the second coat, barely touching it, and it's like transparent. I can still see gray. It's so dark, but I don't know, it's hard to see. So I didn't know if I should just try a different yellow, but I did have this. This is one coat with gray primer. So maybe I'll do it red. Who knows? So that's why I'm not rushing to get in the paint booth, especially since now it's raining outside also. One other thing I found out, and you know, I'm probably going to sound like a broken record for saying this, but you know, whether you're just starting out, just getting back into the hobby, you've been a modeler for years and years and years, maybe you've just now started messing with social media, you're going to have people that are called armchair modelers. And they're the ones that sit there and they claim that. So anyway, they're the type of person that will, you know, critique your model. They'll say, oh, they didn't do it that way. You know, you should have done this, you should have done that. Let that stuff roll off your chest. Don't let it bother you. Don't let it discourage you from building. The reason why I bring this up again is this is a 71 Duster 340. Well, if you look up on the Mopars, the 71 Duster with a 340 never came with the hood scoops. The 318 did, but the 340 never came with the hood scoops. They don't even show it on the box here, but basically it was the blacked out hood with the 340 logo on the hood. So this is one of those times where, you know, I didn't want to paint the car Moulin Rouge because they didn't do it in 71, but I'm putting the scoops on mine with the blacked out hood because that's what I like. That's how I wanted to build it. That's how I'm going to build it. If somebody says, hey, that 71 never came with hood scoops, I'm going to say, really? Because the guy that bought the car at the dealership demanded he wanted the hood scoops on it, or he wasn't buying the car. So the factory didn't do it. The dealer added them on. Simple as that. So anyway, yeah, tonight was a little bit discouraging. You know, like I was saying, maybe I should have built one off camera first and gotten the hang of it again, because I did struggle with some of those parts. So, you know, maybe I'll do a little bit of build up and then update, a little bit of build up, update until, you know, things really get going, swinging. So, but I'm not going to let it get me down. I'm going to keep building, and I'll be updating you guys shortly. Thank you.